The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation. Foundation.
The Foundation is brought to you by Alive, Bonneville Bones, Burger King, Commonwealth Bank, ESC Distributors Limited, Grand Bahama News, Popeyes, Printmasters, and Bronze Electric Motors.
The Foundation. Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation, live and in full effect on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. It is Small Business Thursday traditionally, but we taking a different course of being able to do these things. I got a couple calls. How would you do on Small Business Thursday today? Not this week, possibly next week we could be able to dive into it and chop these things down. I only want to kind of do as much as I can as it relates to being able to push this information out there, given the fact that we have 40 persons to be able to deal with. And essentially we're going to take an entire day to be able to kind of dissect and deal with the Prime Minister and all those persons with the high-ranking profiles and positions. So as we progress to the end of this month, God spare our lives, then we can be able to have a sort of a deeper conversation. But I'm grateful to be in your space, guys. Grateful to be in your company. Make sure you go check out my good, decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They got everything laid out for you. Make sure you check them out. Their number is 3411-AFS, 3411-AFS. They can take very, very, very good care of you. If you're in the market for insurance, if you're looking for something residential, looking for something commercial, looking for something personal, they have all variations of things, and they can take extreme good care of you in that particular space. So go check them out. Number 407 Blue Hill Road South, number 407 Blue Hill Road South. And I got a call from my good guy Avery this morning. He says, Howard, we be doing anything today? He wants to be able to come in and sit with me. I said, no, let's see if we can do something tomorrow morning. So he'll be able to join me tomorrow, God spare our lives, and be able to have a deeper conversation and talk about where we are from that particular perspective. So I look forward to being able to see him as we continue to talk about MST Rebar and the wonderful things that they're doing over there at Art Development. I'm grateful that he's really pushing this issue and talking to persons about conservation, talking to them about creativity and the concepts and ideas about being able to do something innovative, right? As opposed to being able to be stuck within the confines of traditional concepts and ideas. You know what I mean? Like, if it works, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But I think a lot of us have recognized that it's broken. There's no longevity here. There's no sustainability here. There's no space here for us to be able to find ourselves in 15, 20 years being able to enjoy our homes. We're getting older. Your knees hurting. You're trying to find Ben Gay now. You call him boss. Oh, my God, you ain't got time for that. You ain't got time for all that. So just do the right thing right now and let's be able to get these things taken care of. And give them a call, frpbahamas.com, frpbahamas.com. All the information's there. You can be able to reach out to Art Development, and they can take very good care of you. That's Avery Lightbourne, all right? Guys, it's a beautiful day. On this day, we always commemorate and identify the fact that when we touch the paper, it's a little bit thicker. It's a little bit thicker because we get supplements in the paper. And one such supplement, as we continue to be able to look at on Thursdays, it's become the norm, the tradition, the rhythm in our society, is the obituaries. And as we look into the obituaries and look through those particular things, as I do with my grandmother, and she said, oh my God, I can't believe Junior Gord, I remember him when he used to drag slippers. He did well. Things like that. As she looks on this particular paper, we are sort of poised to recognize and understand in our society that there are a great deal of persons, maybe their names haven't been spoken, maybe you don't necessarily know them, but their contribution that they've made is significant in this society. And if you're dealing with that sort of a transition, if you're dealing with that sort of a death and separation, even if only for a moment, if you're dealing with that sort of a separation and you're trying to be able to find someone who can put your loved one down with the character, the life, the essence that they lived with, I always tell you, go check my good, decent people out over at Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium. They got everything available for you as it relates to being able to put your loved one down in style, right? And they always genuflect and acknowledge the traditions and the solemn concept and idea of what it means to be able to put this particular person down with class. So I always tell you, go down to Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium. This is not a sort of a warehouse or, you just push them out and trying to be able to do those things. I think that we've seen that a lot in our society now. I think that this sort of a run-of-the-mill concept and idea of being able to, death is big business. No, there is a level of sanctity. There's a level of appreciation that you have to be able to have for a life. And Butler's Funeral Homes and Crematorium does that extremely well. Make sure you go and check them out. They're located on Ernest and York Street, right across the street from the Pardusky Dock, right there on the southern side of the Pardusky Dock, behind that pink building right there. You can be able to see them, and they can take very good care of you. Just let them know that Howard sent you down there. Well, guys, we're here. Make sure you pick up the Guardian newspaper. All the information's in the paper. We're going to be talking ad nauseum about where we are in the country and being able to see these things. I know that we are on election mode, and there's some crazy things happening out here. It says central bank issues directions on bank fees, regulatory demands, greater transparency in fee hikes. Mitchell says that government taking crime problem seriously, right? The veterinary bill will help improve food security. This is what the minister says. Jomo Campbell's in the paper. And we're going to look forward to being able to sit with him real soon. He's indicated that he wants to be able to come with us. All right, and a man murdered off of Palm Beach Avenue. This is bananas, guys. If I can remember correctly, when our chief of police took on the position, he's indicated that if I'm correct, somebody correct me. He's indicated that we ain't gonna go over 100. Not this year. My God, what's that? 91. 91. Oh, let me see. Yeah, it was 90 of this one. 91. The gentleman who actually passed away with the 90th was when he had the baby in his hand and the little girl in the back seat, the child in the back seat. 91. You got 9 more, and you got more days, the numbers to look forward to. We got to do something about this. And so we took on the position of being able to talk about it as it relates to dissecting leadership from a constituency first approach and dealing with these things in this particular manner. On Monday, we had an opportunity to be able to sit down and speak to Mikhail Barnaby, Leroy Major. Yesterday, we had an opportunity to be able to kind of break down the conversation that we had with Bacchus Roll in his particular capacity. I got some telephone calls. It's Howard, don't mind these polls. Bacchus can get in. This is what they said to me, the conversations that I had last night. And we spoke about Adrian Gibson. No one's really called and said anything about that kind of a posture for Adrian Gibson, about the concept and idea of him possibly being able to find himself back in a position if they would have it, right? Today we're going to be dealing with 2 members of Parliament, Kirk Cornish out of North Abaco and Iram Lewis. Now, Kirk Cornish, I designed it that we should have been able to have a conversation for 2 hours. I didn't see the necessity for that. So I decided to kind of amalgamate both. And in the amalgamation, we wanted to be able to identify how we're going to approach this, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to be able to deal with Leonardo Lightbourne, all the way from North Abaco and the Berry Islands, to be able to talk about those things. Something peculiar has been happening, and I want to thank you for it. I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to thank you for it. The poll, a lot of persons are asking me, how did you take the poll? the foundation242.com, the foundation242.com. You can go over there, take the poll, and find out all the information. I have assessed this information from last night. This is what I've been doing. I've assessed this information from last night. 7:38 this morning, 14 persons took the poll, specifically for the constituency that we talked about, that we're talking about today. So more persons are taking the poll the day up. I'm not going to fight you. I realize that this is what we do in the Bahama land. So I'm not going to fight you. So I had to kind of reassess these things and kind of put everything in there, because the poll doesn't automatically spit the information. I have to capture the information, take it out, put it into sort of a generator for me. It breaks everything down, and I can be able to identify it accordingly, right? So I just wanted to kind of do that accurately, and that's what I was doing this morning. And so I just wanted to let you know that. Can I say this to you? I'm going to do this. I'm just going to give you these kind of sort of numbers, all right? Forgive my old mashup people, but I'm going to give you these numbers, okay? Here we go. The poll dates on the 18th, 3 persons took the poll, right? Now, this is for Kirk Cornish, right? No, this is for, this is for Kirk Cornish, right? No, Iram Lewis, okay? On the 18th, 3 persons took the poll. On the 19th of September, 10 persons. 20th, 5 persons. 21st, 2 persons. 23rd, 1 person. On the 24th, 1 person. 25th, 3 persons. On the 26th, 1 person. 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 1 person each day took the poll. 30th, 4 persons took the poll. On the 2nd, 1 person. And yesterday, or today, this morning, from 7:38 this morning, 11 people took the poll. 7:38 this morning. Okay? So I'm not going to fight you. I just had to be able to assess the information and know exactly what's what. If you are interested, I would love to be able to talk to you about Mikhail Barnaby's numbers. Now, let me explain to you exactly what happened before we dive into all these things to talk about. I know you guys are excited. You want to talk about what's going on in North Abaco and in Central Grand Bahama. I am also. I want to be able to tell you what I got. Now, after I did the information, after I broke everything down and identified these particular things, 212 people took the poll for dissecting leadership poll for Mount Moriah. 212 people, okay? I had to dissect, I had to chop it down, I had to identify these things. I had to do all this stuff, and being able to identify that, it has been something that I didn't expect. It was unexpected. Some things that I actually had to step into to deal with. It was unexpected, but I made the modifications accordingly so I wouldn't have to have this kind of a problem with you again. Now, when I saw the poll, the spike the day of, I said, wow, these are some strong numbers. These are some strong numbers. But when I deduced it, if I'm going to be absolutely honest with you, when I broke it down and identified those particular numbers, I can say to you, I was astonished. I was astonished that so many persons would have actually run towards that particular space. And I don't know whether or not I should be able to create something on the day of, block it. Maybe I should do that. Maybe on the day of, we can block it, right? So if you want to take the poll, you got to be able to do it early. I think I'm going to be able to do that going forward, because I don't know if you seek to manipulate it or if there's opposition that seeks to be able to manipulate. I just want to be honest with the poll. I just want to be honest with you and let you know that I'm seeing indifference in the poll, right? And for the most part, I didn't think that this would be an issue. For the most part, I thought that this would have been straightforward, and a lot of persons would have been eager to kind of participate with a sense of transparency and just kind of doing their thing, right? But as I look now, I am astonished by these particular things. Let's get into it, right? Now, this is for Mount Moriah. On October 1st, we actually did this. I have to send this information. I formally structured it, and I want to be able to send it over to Mikhail Barnaby. 212 persons took the poll. Voting in the previous election, 142 participants, which is 68.9% of the participants out of the 228 voted in the last election. 70 participants indicated that they did not vote in the last election. The intentions to vote in the next general election, this is for Mount Moriah. The intentions of the vote of the 212 persons, 152 participants, which is 71%, indicated that they will vote in the next general election. And 60 participants, which is 28%, indicated that they will not vote in the general election, okay? The age distribution, right? 55 participants were between the ages of 18 to 25, which is 14%. 30%. Let's fix this. 18 to 25, 30 participants, which is 14.15%. 30 participants, 18 to 25, took the poll. This is for Mount Moriah. We ain't get to the Kirk Cornish them yet. This is just a prelude. Just deal with it, right? 26 to 35. The age is 26 to 35. 55 participants, which is 25%. The ages 36 to 45. 52 participants took the poll. The ages 46 to 55. 44 participants took the poll. The ages 56 to 65. 22 participants took the poll, which represents 10%. All right? And 60 plus 9 persons took that poll. Okay? MP visibility. 68 participants out of the 212, which represents 32%, indicated that he is a visible person in his constituency. Out of the 212 people that took the poll, 144 persons indicated that he's not visible. 67.9%. Now, I might as well tell you, I was astonished at this. Okay? Let's go. Community improvements since last election. 62 participants, which is just under 30%, 29.5%, 0.25%. 62 participants has indicated that they've seen improvements since the last general election. 62. 150 participants, 70.75%, has indicated that they have not seen improvement in their constituency since the last election. The next question was whether or not the MP is effective in addressing the key issues like crime, unemployment, social issues, the like. 60 participants indicated that he was. Now, this is a consistency. I just want to be very clear with you as you see this. There's a sense of consistency in these particular spaces. I can break this down for you. And I told you that there was a spike on October 1st. Between September 30th and October 1st, in that 48 hours, we had a tremendous amount of persons come and take the poll for this thing. Okay? 62 participants. MPs effectiveness in addressing crime, unemployment, and social service. Those particular issues. 60 participants. 28% has indicated that he has. 152 participants, which represents 71.7%, has indicated that he's been ineffective in his particular capacity. This is bananas. This is absolutely bananas. Your MP's effectiveness in his ministerial portfolio, outside of the obligations of being an MP, his portfolio that he's been given by the authority in this particular space. Watch me. 56 participants. 56 participants has indicated, which is 26.42%. They have indicated that he's effective in his capacity, application, his focus, his drive, and so forth and so on. 56 participants, 26.42%, has indicated that he has. And 156 participants, 73.58%, has indicated that he is ineffective in his particular capacity. Okay? Let's keep on going. So it says that 62 participants, which is 29.25%, is overall satisfied with Mikhail Barnaby's commitment, his service, his commitment, and his application, his focus, his drive in the constituency of Mount Moriah. Based upon the poll that we have, 150 participants, 70.75% has indicated that they're absolutely unsatisfied and there is significant room for improvement. So it says the breakdown shows the trend of dissatisfaction with the current MP's performance, visibility, and the impact of key issues within the Mount Moriah constituency. Additionally, the majority intend to vote in the next general election, indicating a potentially active electorate seeking change. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting stuff to be able to talk about. I'm hoping that everyone takes this with a grain of salt, knowing that we all have a job to do in terms of applying ourselves, but there is significant time to make the changes necessary for growth and development. Let me take this quick commercial break. When we get back, we can deal with Kirk Cornish and being able to talk about North Abaco after this.
Foundation. Foundation.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
It's time to upgrade the way you enjoy at-home entertainment. Alive Fiber is here. Enjoy all your favorite channels and streaming apps, all at lightning-fast internet speeds with affordable bundles, and it's only a click away. Visit www.alivefiber.com to sign up now. Stay connected, live your life. It's good to be alive.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, the Foundation, live and in full effect on this beautiful day. I know you guys want to be able to talk about Mount Moriah. That time has come and gone. Tomorrow, we're going to just talk with one person. We're just going to deal with one person tomorrow. And I want to extend this opportunity to members of parliament. I might as well tell you the truth. I want you guys to come and sit with me. I didn't spend my money. All right. This ain't nothing. Nobody give me a budget for this. I didn't spend my money, develop these concepts, go out, develop the poll to do all these particular things for you to be able to ignore me. If you ignore me, okay, fine. I'm not going to fight you. However, as we move forward, I would love you to sit with me. I told you I'd love to speak to you about these particular numbers as opposed to speaking about you. I just want to be decent with that. Okay, if you're out there, I've given you a letter, I've indicated the date and time. Please, man, I'm going to be as gracious as I can to you, but we're going to deal with these numbers. Okay, I'm going to be as gracious as I can to you. I've given you all the information to let your persons go on, take the poll, put it in your group chats, do whatever you have to do with a sense of transparency, and so we can get to the position of accountability for growth and development in this country. I think it's time. I think it's time that we got to do what we got to do. I don't think it's time for us to be able to play. All right? Now, 28 persons took the poll for Kirk Cornish, and this morning, October 3rd, 14 people took the poll. October 3rd, 14 people took the poll. So more than 50% of the poll, 50% of the poll that's represented today has been taken by North Abaco, or those persons indicating that they are members of parliament or they are in North Abaco. They've taken it today. Okay? So let's read a couple of things so we can give you a good background and talk about these things. The Member of Parliament for North Abaco, the Honorable Kirk Cornish, all the information is in there, October 3rd, 2004. Historical overview of the North Abaco constituency from 2002 to 2021. 2002 general election. Hubert Ingram, the few national movement F&M, held the North Abaco seat. He was a dominant figure in the Bahamian politics, having served the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. Ingram's tenure was characterized by a focus on national development, economic reform, and strong governance. His stronghold in North Abaco was largely due to his influential status and the respect that he commanded within his constituency. In 2007, Hubert Ingham retained the seat in North Aberco for the FNM's candidate and subsequently served as Prime Minister. In 2012, Ronaldo Curry of the Progressive Liberal Party won the by-election in North Aberco after Hubert Ingham resigned from politics in 2012. Curry's victory marked a shift in the constituency's political landscape as the PLP took control of North Aberco for the first time in many years. His tenure focused on economic opportunities, infrastructure, and community development within the North Aberco constituency, but his time in office faced mixed reviews concerning his effectiveness and progress achieved. Okay? In 2017, Darren Henfield, guys, I see your telephone calls, but you got to call me back. Let me just get this out, okay? Darren Henfield of the Free National Movement reclaimed the seat for the FNM. Henfield, a former military officer and attorney, emphasized improving infrastructure, social service, and economic development in North Aberco. His representation aimed at addressing some of the long-standing issues in the constituency, such as road conditions, healthcare access, and job creation. Despite these efforts, his team faced criticism for perceived inadequacies in delivering tangible results and effectively engaging with constituents. In 2021, Kirk Cornish secured the North Aberco seat in the general election 2021, running as a candidate for the Progressive Liberal Party. His victory marked a significant change in the political landscape of North Aberco as he succeeded Darren Henfield of the Free National Movement. Cornish's win was a reflection of the electorate's desire for new leadership, especially in light of the challenges faced by the constituency in the wake of Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19 pandemic. That's all the information. Let's break this thing down, and then we can dive into this conversation. Let's break it down. Poll breakdown for North Aberco constituents. The total participants, 29. Constituency registration, North Aberco. Voting behavior. Voters in the last election, yes, 16 participants indicated that they voted in the last election, which indicates a 57.1%. 57.1%. 16 participants out of the 28 indicated that they voted in the last election. 12 participants out of the 28 indicated that they did not vote if they're planning to vote in the next election. 21 participants, which is 75%, indicated that they are planning. Yes, I am planning to vote in the next election. 7 participants, 25, indicated that they will not be voting in the next election. 25% indicated that they will not be voting in the next general election. The age range breakdown, 18 to 25. 2 participants, which represents 7.1%. 2 participants between 18 and 25 took the poll. Between the ages of 26 to 35, 5 participants, which represent 17.9%, took the poll. Between the ages of 36 to 45, 7 participants, which represents 25%, took the poll. 46 to 55, 11 participants, 39.3%, took the poll. 56 to 65, 2 participants, another 7.1%, they took the poll. 61 and older, 1 participant took the poll. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. We're getting heavy right now, and I could just run through this right away. We can do this. MP visibility and performance. Has your MP been visible and accessible in the constituency? 100% of the 28 has indicated that he has been invisible. No one see him. 100% of the persons that took the poll, all 28 participants, say that he has not been visible in the constituency. The community improvement since the last election, 100% indicated that there was no community improvement since the last election. 100%, 28 participants, indicate that there was no improvements since the last election. effectiveness in addressing the key issues such as crime, unemployment, social issues, and the like. 100 participants indicated that he's been absolutely ineffective in his particular capacity. They says no, he has been ineffective in that particular capacity. In his particular portfolio, he had something, I think it was a POSEC at first, and then he stepped back July 3rd, right? The information, July 3rd or 4th, okay, of last year. 100% of the participants, 28 people, indicated that he was ineffective in this particular capacity. And overall satisfaction, 96.4% said that they're absolutely unsatisfied overall with his participation. One person indicated that, which is a peculiar thing. As I looked at it, I say, you didn't think he did nothing, but you were satisfied. This is peculiar. One person out of the 28 people said that they were satisfied with his performance. This is the information. These are observations that we're going to read quick, and then we're going to take a quick commercial break. A significant portion of the participants, which is 57.14%, voted in the last general election, with an increase of intent, which is 75%, to vote in the upcoming election, indicating an engaged electorate. Most participants fall within the age of 36 to 55, which is 64.3%, suggesting a middle-aged demographic concerned with the issues relevant to their stage in life, such as job opportunities and community development. This is a unanimous sentiment, 100%, that the MP has not been visible and accessible, that no community improvements have been observed since the last election. It says constituents overwhelmingly believe that the MP has not effectively addressed key issues like crime, unemployment, or social services, contributing to the overall dissatisfaction of 96.4%. The data reflects that severe concerns about the MP's visibility, effectiveness, and his role in the constituency, which could significantly increase the voters' preference in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Foundation.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
NASA, are you ready for November 2nd? Because we are ready!
Hi, this is KB, and I will be performing live.
Break and Scrape Explosion. Reloaded.
This is the one and only Fan John letting y'all know that yours truly will be performing.
Oh yeah, this your boy D-Mac, and I'll be performing live.
Keep the vibe alive, music group, and Top for Sounds Promotion invites you to the biggest Rake and Scrape concert of the year.
And you thought they was gonna leave me out?
Saturday, November 2nd at Super Club Breezes Ground.
It's me, Mama D.
This is Wilfred Solomon.
Yo, it's your boy Ron.
It's your boy Elliot from the New Breed Band.
The biggest artist of the 242.
It's your boy Shine 242.
Hey, it's Sherrod Taylor.
It's your boy Johnny K.
Falcon Sugar.
It's your boy DJ Rev.
It's me now, Funky D.
This is your girl Nishi Al-As, a.k.a. Miss Loose Me.
Hey there, this is Freak on Beat.
Hey, this is Cheeto D, and I will be performing live.
Hey, it's me, Julian Believe.
Tickets available at the Beauty Shack and BahamasEtickets.com. The countdown is on. Rake and Scrape Explosion. Best of the best.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio, joined by my good friend Garth Roseborough in the studio with me today. Garth, say hey to the people. They got to read something. Go, just say hey.
Just say, hey.
Hey. Okay, Garth is here with us. We got to be able to deduce these things real quick. It says Kurt Cornish's rise in North Abaco politics initially garnered enthusiasm. His deep ties to the community candidates and the promise of empowering the local populace resonated with many residents. As a fresh face in Bahamian politics, his confidence and assertive public statements created an image of a leader ready to advocate for Abaco's need. However, Cornish's tenure has been marred with several missteps and controversies. His bold statements, such as claiming to be the Prime Minister of Abaco. Now, let me tell you how I generate this. I take everything and I structure my chat GPT to be able to pitch. I take every article from all over the internet. I take all your stats. I take everything. I pop it in my chat GPT and it pop out the information. This is it. You didn't know I was going to do that, but this is what I did. This is why I did my chat GPT course. You all tell me this is what I did my chat GPT course. So let's go. So it says, however, Kurt Cornish's tenure has marred by several missteps and controversy. His bold statements, such as claiming to be the Prime Minister of Abaco, displayed a lack of political maturity and an incomplete grasp of the nuances of his role. This behavior can, as a consequence of a novice status in politics, suggesting that the balance and the responsibilities of serving both his constituents and a broader governmental framework. His current situation in North Abaco. This breakdown, I got a lot. I got like 6 or 7 pages on this, right? His current breakdown. I'm going to send this to Kirk, if he would have me. Okay? His current breakdown and situation in North Abaco reflects several challenges that have been exacerbated by Hurricane Dorian, illegal migration, and economic struggles. And so the breakdown is there. Guys, you can give me a telephone call in these last few minutes before we get out of here. I thank you for taking the opportunity. You know that we would have taken your telephone calls earlier, but I wanted to speak about what was happening in Mount Moriah. So I just wanted to say to you that I had these numbers and I wasn't kind of cloaking or anything like that. I want to just provide the information and put everything out there. With a sense of transparency, I want to send all this information over to the members of parliament. That's why I structured it. I put my stamp on it. I put my water seal on it. I put everything on that. And I'm going to be able to send this over to them so they can be able to get this. Right? Assessing Kurt Cornish's position, a case for re-election. I just can read the bullet points. 1, need for maturity in leadership. 2, addressing illegal migration. 3, post-Dorian recovery and economic revitalization. 4, strengthening community engagement. 5, preparing for future challenges. In comparison with historical leadership, in contrast to Kurt Cornish, Hubert Ingram's demonstrated strategic foresight, discipline, and a deep understanding of both national governments and local needs. Cornish's journey thus far had been mirrored such enthusiasm but lacks the gravitas, sustainability, and vision that marked Ingram's tenure. So essentially, the community is being able to look at him through the lens of what existed in prior positions. That is the same outcome that I got for Darren. That is the same outcome that I got for Curry. The community expect everyone to be the prime minister. Oh my God. Maybe this is why Kurt Cornish indicated that he was the prime minister of North Abaco. Talk to me. Say some words quickly.
I'm just listening to you astonished, but, if you're going to say the prime minister, normally the prime minister of any place in the Bahamas is the person who's most popular, who's, seen most of the time or heard most of the time. As a matter of fact, in our country, the prime minister has his own media press and he's able to speak at will and to address the nation and address constituents and address families and situations. So to be the prime minister of Abaco, for the people to say that he's just about non-existent, to me is just simply baffling, as if he was living in a bubble. And in that bubble, only he existed.
I don't live in North Abaco.
Is his self-esteem just that high?
This is what the people said to me.
But I know that they should have seen him when he was in the newspaper. There's some speculation.
All of us see him.
But they say
that wasn't the question.
But they asked him if they see him.
I didn't ask if you saw him in the newspaper.
But at least you see him.
I didn't ask if you hear about him on the radio.
But at least it was showtime.
I say, if you are a constituent, have you seen him in your constituency?
Well, they should have seen him when he came. Then they saw him jump on a plane. They should have seen all of that. At least see him. I mean, just visibly see him. Some constituents, like the one way down south, when you get to them, they ain't even know what the fella look like.
Oh, John Pender?
No, go way south. South. Last stop before you hit international waters. Michael.
Oh, you mean Basil McIntosh?
They don't know what he looked like. I saw the article. They said, man, Jesus, what the man look like. I was looking at it on Facebook.
They vote for him and they know what he look like?
People didn't. They vote party. They don't know what the man look like.
Now, a lot of these things, let's just stay on topic today. A lot of these things has indicated that as a result of his marred, and I had to make modifications because it started to spit out the allegations from court. And the charges from court. So I said, no, make modifications to this. Do not provide information about boom, 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 boom. Right? We don't need specifics as it relates to this.
But so it's just performance.
From a general standpoint, we could be able to say. So it said to me, as a result of what was happening from his court standpoint, in conjunction with his novice approach to politics and his missteps in those particular positions, it indicates that the community may be looking for change. And
maybe
they may be looking
your
for
numbers
change.
didn't say that.
Well,
your numbers said they're looking for
it's
it.
only 28.
No, the question now is, will the party change him or will the constituency change him? That's the real question.
In my view, outside of being able to assess these things, I don't know whether or not Kirk Cornish has proven himself useful politically.
Okay.
I think
you're being nice on a Thursday.
I have to. I think that the length and breadth of his use resided in his last name to put on the ticket, and they won as a result of that.
You think so?
Yeah, of course they did. Cornish is a strong name in Abaco.
But I thought they wanted to change in leadership nationally.
No.
And he went with the wave. There's no wave associated. You're talking about, 32 seats to 7? That's a wave.
If you look at this,
Robert Sands, Roll,
remember,
Smith,
we've taken it from...
Does it really matter in a wave?
We've taken this from a constituency first approach.
Okay.
If you look at this and you break it down, the information indicated that the people of North Abaco, the voters of North Abaco, are disenchanted with the idea of anyone. They're enthusiastic about how you look and your fresh face and so forth and so on. They were enthusiastic about Darren Henfield's proximity in government, so forth and so on.
Listening.
They were enthusiastic about Curry as a young person, so forth and so on, being able to come out here, taking it from Hubert Ingram. They were enthusiastic about the idea, but you have to remember North Abaco people could call Hubert Ingram right now. Hubert Ingram would be fishing, and he'd answer his phone and get what they need to get done now. You ever been to Cooperstown? Yeah. When you go to Cooperstown, the road is go boogity. It's Queens Highway at that point, right? Boogity. Welcome to Cooperstown. Vroom, smoothest road in the Bahamas. Every house except one shack. I don't know what happened to this shack. I asked the people, I said, well, why everybody's house looks so good in this shack like this? Got top all over it. How don't worry about him. He's the PLP. That's what they tell me. When I was in North Abaco, I drive from Cooperstown all the way to Crown Haven 3 times. And I assess this environment. These people only want Hubert Ingram.
Oh, Lord. I was in the van as the PLP got top all over his house, Lord.
That's what the people tell me. I couldn't say that.
The PLP in power now. You think top still in the house? Or you fix it out? You've already got one of the best houses.
Unless Curry put something on the man house. Because I know Darren.
You think we that petty?
It ain't about petty. The man refused help.
Oh, he refused help.
He refused help.
Oh.
It ain't that he wasn't offered help. He refused the thing. Quick break, guys. You know it's 1 o'clock. We got to get into news. Be right back after this.
The Foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, The Foundation. Just chopping the thing down, having a good conversation. At the top of the hour, we dealt with Kirk Cornish without being able to get deep in his business. We just talked about the fact that he has not been seen by those persons who took the poll. He's not been seen in the constituency. He's not applying himself. There is a 97% lack of satisfaction, dissatisfied. 97% of those persons who took the poll, 28 persons who took the poll, were not satisfied with him in his particular capacity. There are 100% of persons say they didn't see him. 100% of the persons say ain't nothing changed. 100%, but one person. Okay, all right. One person said, despite the fact that I ain't see him, despite the fact that he ain't do nothing, despite the fact that, I can't say that I could actually see some change and ain't nothing happen, I'm satisfied with him. What are you thinking? I'm not going to fight you. That's your poll. You take it. I'm only here to be able to provide the information. Guys, to take the poll and take the information, please check them out at thefoundation242.com. Thefoundation242.com. There has been, I think 96 to 97% of persons from every constituency has participated in the poll, except Cat Island. I have not seen anyone yet. Up to this morning, I checked it out. I have not seen anyone yet take the poll for Cat Island. Right now, we're going to be dealing with Central Grand Bahama. Central Grand Bahama. Now, I extended an opportunity for Iram Lewis to come and sit with me. And, I never heard anyone. I just want to be formal and decent with people. That's why I write you your letter. That's why I put on my clothes and stand up in the House of Assembly. That's why I put the letter in your hand. That's why I talk to these things. Don't ask me no questions afterwards. All the information's in the letter. I signed the letter. I sent you, on the top of that, I gave you a call. If I got your telephone number, I track you down. Many of you, to try to be able to find out how I can provide this information. I don't want you to think I'm sitting here talking about you. Just please believe. Howard Grant don't have that kind of a time. I could do other things. We could sit down here and talk about breast cancer for a month. I'm sure I could find sponsors to be able to take care of that. But I thought this was a necessary conversation to dissect leadership as we're moving towards the end of this year, as the PLP has celebrated their 3rd anniversary, as they're continuing to be able to tout this sort of an idea that victory is inevitable, and we're going to be able to do all that we have. We're seeing the landscape of politics shift right before our very eyes in this country, as the enthusiasm from the FNM continues to be able to flutter up and then it down, then it up and then it down. And it's been down for some time, that we're looking for it to kind of revive, not for the purposes of supporting the organization, but for the purposes of being able to hold the government to account. That's it. That's it. And you can't say seven men can't do this. Because Glennis Hanna and 3 men was dealing with the FNM in 2012. You remember this? Mm-hmm. They was dealing with them. Mm-hmm. You understand me?
Mm-hmm. That is true.
So you can't say, you can't, well, what you want me to do?
It was only 4 of them.
Only 4 of them.
And Glennis alone was more stronger than the whole government.
That's why they keep pushing Glennis for prime minister. Glennis for prime minister.
Well, she was strong.
You understand?
Pai was there, Brother Paiso was there, Glennis was there, Brave Davis was there, and then you had Exuma with Chester Cooper. But Glennis, Hannah Martin just outshone everybody.
Yeah. Let me take a telephone call, guys. The lines are wide open. If you want to do so, please. Today, we got to keep it tight and keep it right. We can't talk ad nauseum and let's be able to stay on topic, please. We're dealing with Central Grand Bahama at the top. And now, North Abaco at the top. And now we're dealing with Central Grand Bahama. Quick telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello. Good day.
Good day.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I wanna compliment you on how articulate you are in your speech, right?
Thank you, my brother.
And then next, I wanna ask if you have if all of y'all have a contract with PTC, because people calling all day on their phones, on their cell phones, and you guys continue to like repetitively repeat yourself with sometimes the same point, like just to exclamate it.
Let me just give you some assistance there. There is a toll-free number. It will not.
No, that toll-free number does not work for Nassauians in Nassau.
Well, I want to apologize to you. So the reiteration is for those persons who just tuned in. Remember, we're dealing with a show.
Yeah,
and we're dealing with thousands and thousands of people.
I appreciate it.
Okay, go ahead.
I catch up like that as well.
Go ahead with your
but
question.
I needed your help, Mr. Grant.
Go ahead.
I'm a Freeport youth. I was born in Nassau. I'm a Nassauian. Grew up in Freeport, right? But I want to put some sort of notice on these cash risk or cash and go.
Hold on now. Hold on.
Change.
Hold on. If you want to talk to me, cousin, hold on. 2 seconds. I want you to call me after. I ain't like certain talk show hosts. I can take a call or send me a voice note. 827-0111. 827-01.
827-0111.
Yeah. Just 3 ones.
That's only 6 numbers.
827.
827. Okay.
Yeah, 827-0111. Yes, sir. All right, so I look forward to your telephone call after the show, so you can be able to, or just hit me up with a voice note. I'll get to it. Please don't. I mean, a lot of people fight me. Howard J, answer the phone. Howard J, call me back. I was busy. I don't have no assistant. I keep asking for volunteer assistant. I feel bad in my heart that I got people working and I can't pay them. So I got to do all the work. So don't fight me. Let me take next telephone call. Caller, go ahead.
Howard.
Hey, what's up, baby?
How you doing? You okay?
All is well right here.
I see you got this line open now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can reprimand you for that, but I ain't gonna waste no time on that, right?
Praise God.
Howard, Mr. Corners, people say they don't see much of him, right?
Yeah.
I think I see much of the man when he battling a court matter. I just say that. I ain't getting into nothing, huh? That's not fair for them to say. Okay? They know what he is dealing with, right?
I gotta laugh at you. I try my hardest not to hold my breath.
Get to my point.
Go get to your point. Get to your point. You get to your point. You don't listen. The question was if you see the man. The question was why you didn't see him.
He don't want to see them. He ain't got the time to see them. He's
But I ain't the answer.
fighting power. Man's fighting the first reputation. So, you know,
He's fighting for his life, praise God.
Yeah.
So tell me what you getting to.
He ain't got the time to see them, okay?
Tell me what you getting
into. They know just why. Anyhow, one more thing, right? What I want to say. If you was a representative for Mr. God, how you doing? I didn't even hear you, huh?
No, love. But that's
you okay?
You're right here listening to this somber conversation.
Okay, sir. I know you're going to be fair, even if Howard ain't. Let's say I vote you in to represent me in my constituency, right?
Mm-hmm.
You listening?
I listening.
When you come in my constituency, Howard, you will represent who you feel like support or vote for you, or you representing the constituency?
The constituency.
Okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you identify and spot a leader in the constituency who is doing for the community, right? Wouldn't you try to work with that person?
You should if you're smart.
Pardon me?
I say you should if you're smart.
Okay, would you listen to other person saying she is FNM?
No.
Or she is CDU or whatever?
No, people do that all the time.
Yeah, but that is wrong because guess what? If you can look on Facebook and other media and see there my face with the former person there, because he was a man and a good man, he wanted to be a part of the community. He wanted to do for the community. He wanted to, you understand what I'm saying, Howard? Mm-hmm. He wanted to work as smart, like you say, right? Mm-hmm. You don't brand that person, she's FNM. Whatever she is having, I ain't going to be there. I ain't going to support her. I ain't giving her nothing. What sense does that make?
None.
That don't make no sense.
You still live in the community.
You got 11 immature people working with you, telling you, you know, these have a lady, and you know, broke my heart. Howard, we had a lady 110 going on 111 in my community. And you know, I couldn't get that man to even offer a dime to that person, not even come to that mother's nothing.
Which constituency are we talking about now?
I calling no name.
But you got to call name because today we only dealing with two constituencies.
Off record, I'll tell you. But on a serious note, Howard, I say that to say
Call
not
me
to
then.
bring nobody down, right? That's I gonna talk. That's negative on this part. Let me give you a positive now. Positive is
We talking
and
about
to
your
be
MP today?
frank with you, pardon me.
We talking about your MP today. We talking about two man today.
But I talk
Iram.
with my MP today. Okay?
No, but we can't. You
don't
jumping
even
the
know
gun.
the area I live in.
That's what I'm saying. You jumping the gun.
You don't know where I live. I'm glad of that. But my thing is, I know you're talking about Kurt Cornish, right? I don't know much about Cornish, but I'm going
Kurt Cornish and Iram Lewis.
I wanted to call in, but you didn't open your line. But I'm
No,
only
because
saying
we have to keep
my
it tight.
thing is this, right? I'm gonna give him his stars here now, out of all. And I've been here in yellow. Oh, Jesus.
All right, yellow enough. I can see you later. Right? You finally give me the information. Call me back later, and then we can deal with that. When it's time to be able to deal with Yellow Elder in that particular constituency, we then deal with Mount Moriah. Amen? So we know who you're talking about. Praise God. All right, so let's talk about those things. Let's get into this. Now, let me just break these things down. I'll give you some historic background on the constituency of Central Grand Bahama. Now, Central Grand Bahama has not always been Central Grand Bahama. It started off as Lucaya constituency, right? It was the inflection point or a separation point between Lucaya and 8 Mile Rock, okay? In 2002, Nico Grant won that particular seat, and Lucaya at the time, for the Free National Movement, who had a stronghold in the region or the area. Grant's tenure was marked by effort to develop Grand Bahama's economy, focusing on tourism and infrastructure. His steady presence and reputation for the community engagement allowed him to maintain the FNM's influence in the area. Nico Grant won again in 2007. Nico Grant won again in 2012. Okay? In 2012, once again secured the seat for the FNM, now under a new constituency name, which is called Central Grand Bahama. In 2012, this is when I ran also. So it was Howard Grant, Nico Grant, Julian B.D. Russell, Howard Grant, and I think it was some independents in that particular space. Also, this is when I ran in the constituency. His re-election signaled continued confidence in his ability to represent and address the concerns of the community amidst the new boundary realignments, right? In 2017, Iram Lewis of the Free National Movement won the Central Grand Bahama seat. His election represented a shift to the new leadership whilst maintaining the FNM stronghold in that constituency. Lewis, an architect by profession and a newcomer to the frontline politics in 2017, focused on promoting infrastructural development and addressing the economic struggles of Grand Bahama. However, his tenure encountered challenges, including Hurricane Dorian's impact in 2019 and ensuing need for comprehensive disaster recovery efforts. The response to these crises and the effectiveness of his representation became central to his team. In 2021, he was re-elected in this particular space to Central Grand Bahama for the Free National Movement. His re-election reflected the constituency's continued support to the FNM, despite rising concerns over the pace of economic recovery and infrastructural development, especially in the aftermath of Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19 pandemic. The electorate in Central Grand Bahama began to express more vocal discontent, re-engage in economic stagnation, lack of visible community improvements, and perceived inadequacies in leadership. These sentiments have continued to grow as reflected in this recent survey that we've taken. Overall, his legacy of representation in Central Grand Bahama, the history of representation has largely been under the FNM, beginning with Nico Grant's era, which set the standard for active and engaged leadership. Subsequent representation, including Iram Lewis, inherited the complex task of addressing the regions or the areas, the constituencies, evolving economic and infrastructural needs. The evolving challenges in the constituency face significant challenges over the past 2 decades, including economic downturns. Now, this is in the entire Grand Bahama. This is natural disasters, most notably Hurricane Dorian, and a shift in socioeconomic dynamics. where the middle class has become the working or the grassroots particular, that's what you see in Bohemia in those particular areas. These challenges have shaped voter expectation and placed pressure on MPs to deliver effective solution. The current sentiments of recent polling data suggest that widespread dissatisfaction with the current state of representation in Central Grand Bahama. The apparent lack of community involvement, ineffective addressing of the key issues, and the perceived lack of impact for the MP's ministerial position indicate that the constituency is seeking more dynamic and results-oriented leadership. Let's get down to these constituents. 44 persons took the poll. 44 persons took the poll in Grand Bahama. 40 participants, they voted in the last general election. That's 90.9%. 40 participants voted in the last general election. 4 participants out of the 44 did not. If you're planning to vote again in the next general election, 34 participants, 77.27%. 34% of those particular persons indicate that, yes, I will be voting in the next general election. 10 participants, which is an increase of 6, 10 participants indicated that they will not be voting in the next general election. They will not be voting in the next general election. Let's look at the age brackets. 18 to 25, 6 participants. 26 to 35, 11 participants. 36 to 45, 12 participants. 46 to 55, 11 participants. 56 to 65, 3 participants. And 61, 1 participant. Has your MP been visible? Now we get into the meat and potatoes. MP visibility and accessibility. 11 people says that yes, he's available. He's accessible, he's visible. I can see him in the constituency. 11 people out of the 44 people, which represents 25%, said yes, he is. 33 participants out of the 44 indicate that he is absolutely invisible. I can't see him nowhere. 33 participants, which is 75%, indicated that he is not visible. The community improvements since the last election. Have you seen any community improvement? 11 participants again, and this has been sort of a consistent thing I don't understand. I told you his numbers. There was a spike from 738 this morning for these particular numbers too. I think about 13 people took the poll this morning on this thing, okay? Community improvements since the last election. The 11 participants indicated that, yes, we see some improvements, 25%. And 33 participants, 75%, indicated that they have not seen any improvements. Is he effective in addressing the crime issues, the unemployment, the social services? 33 participants, again, another 75% indicated that he is not. He is not. 75% indicated that he is not out of the 44 persons that took the poll. Effective in his particular capacity, if this is applicable to him. Remember that he had several positions in the former administration, and so these particular answers are applied to that. So it says, is he effective in those particular areas? 29.5% said yes. That's 13 persons. They say yes. And 31, which is 70.45%, says that he is absolutely not effective in those areas. Now, the overall satisfaction, now we can get to the meat and potatoes. The overall satisfaction, 12 participants, which is 27.7%, is satisfied with him. Over 72.73%, absolutely unsatisfied with his representation. A high percentage of participants, 90.9% of participants voted in the last general elections, indicating strong electoral engagement. There was a slight drop in the intention to vote in the upcoming general election, suggesting that there's a possible decline in political enthusiasm or satisfaction in Central Grand Bahama. Okay, the majority of participants fall within the age range of 26 to 55, which is 77%, indicating a middle-aged constituency demographic. This is the second time that we've seen this. These are the ages and the categories of persons that are really engaged. This is an enlightening area for men and women. This is a time that you wake out of your stupor of being a child and understand the maturity of stepping into the particular position. It says, the majority believe that the MP has not been effectively addressed the key issues in the constituency, contributing to the overall dissatisfaction with the MP's performance. 72.73% dissatisfied. The data highlights significant concerns about the MP's visibility, effectiveness, and overall performance in Central Grand Bahama, which could impact the voter turnout and preferences in future elections. I'm going to take this quick break, guys. When we get back, we can dive deeper into this, chop this thing down, talk about what we're hearing, comparison to what we're seeing, and then put the numbers right in the middle there so we can be able to get to something. Quick break. Be right back after this.
Foundation. The foundation.
The Foundation will be back right after this.
The foundation.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
The Whopper with cheese at Burger King Nassau has never tasted so good. It's made with 100% flame grilled beef that's juicier, topped with fresh ingredients as usual, and even fluffier buns. Get a regular Whopper with cheese combo for only $9, including VAT, and enjoy a Whopper that's bigger, better, and tastier. The only place to get your Whopper with cheese combo is at Burger King Nassau, where it's grill time anytime.
Great news! Ron's Electric Motors' new location on Cowpen Road, right next to Island Luck, is open Saturdays and Sundays. So for those needing repairs on electric motors, generators, welding machines, water pumps, battery chargers, electric lifts, transformers, and power tools, Ron's Cowpen Road location can have you up and running on weekends. Don't forget, you can still visit Ron's Electric Motors on Wolf Road and Claridge Road, and now Ron's new location on Cowpen Road. Dial 356-0249 or 323-5267.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company here live and in full effect, talking the way that we are. More specifically about Central Grand Bahama. The line's going to be wide open right now, so you can give me a call, 323-6232. 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family of islands, 242-300-5720. Hit me up, 422-4796.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about I listen to you? I listen to Grand Bahama. That's a territory that most of us New Providence people are not quite familiar with, but it's the numbers seem to be consistent with other constituencies. My fear and concern at this particular time is how many people are actually going to vote percentage-wise in this next general election. It seems to be a serious disconnect, or there's a dissatisfaction that exists in Bahamian politics at this time.
There is a sense of consistency. A lot of persons, despite their constituency, despite their posture and position, there has been a decline.
This is it.
From the persons who voted last time and the persons who intend to vote next time.
There is a serious decline. It's frightening. And I say this to you. Promises have been made to Grand Bahama since I was a child. I mean, I remember the days of the bazaar?
International Bazaar.
International Bazaar. Those were great days that you all had over there. They called it the Magic. What do you call it? Magic City?
Magic City. That's what they call Grand Bahama. Freeport.
And most people
Freeport.
in Grand Bahama seem to be awaiting the return of that particular lifestyle.
Yeah, they're sitting down waiting for somebody to bring it to them, is what you're saying.
So Hiram Lewis is expected to be one of those persons as a member of parliament to make this happen.
See, members of parliament have an issue. When you have a superstar politician who has significant responsibility and relationship within his political organizations, and he has a good rapport with the community, and he can get things done by a telephone call.
Oh, yeah?
If you can't match that as a novice politician, as being introduced to a particular space, if you don't have the relationships, you will always get poor reviews. people don't even recognize their satisfaction, and there's no contentment in this particular space because their expectation is for you to perform like Nico Grant. You ain't Nico Grant.
Well, I'll tell you
Iram
this.
is not Nico Grant.
You know what tickles my bones? You spoke about earlier.
Curry, them, they ain't Hubert Ingram.
Yeah, you spoke about North Africa. Now you're speaking about Grand Bahama. And the one thing that's tickling my bone, and I says, you know what, I might as well say it. Why the heck do people want to be a politician when they just know they just would never be the type of representative that the nation needs? They don't have it within themselves. And why do we continue to choose these people that the blind man Bartimaeus in the Bible could see? And these people just ain't got it. What's going on in this nation?
No, but you don't know that you have it. Your enthusiasm. Okay, so there's often, and I'm going to be a little bit raunchy as we get closer to Friday. So forgive me. Let me do this.
Yeah, man, let her hang on.
There is a level of enthusiasm as you look at a smaller guy, and you look at a big, voluptuous, beautiful, tall, towering woman, right? Like an Amazonian woman. And you say, my God, this is a big, beautiful woman, eh? And you reach her to her waist. And there's some things that you have to assess within your mind. How are you going to be able to satisfy? just be decent. Let's be decent.
It ain't Friday yet.
No, I know it ain't Friday, but I want to be decent. I just want to be decent, right? I want to be decent. There are the enthusiasm of what you see and the beauty that exists from an external standpoint should be met with an internal, honest reflection and assessment of what you can do. It should be. You should take a historic account of what you've done before and deduce whether or not you can do this going forward.
But that's not required in mainstream politics.
Now I can say this to you.
It's not required.
Now I can say this to you. This ain't an advocation. This is me saying this to you.
I'm listening.
I can do this.
You could do what?
I could be an excellent representation.
You think so?
Let me tell you why.
How many votes you got?
Let me tell you why. Let me get 300 votes. But that ain't the point. The point is that I have assessed myself through my mother's eyes, through committing in that particular constituency, to working in that that capacity, to the relationships that I've built in the constituency and the community, for the accessibility, for the relationships that I've built in politics. See, you need all of this. You don't need a little bit of this. You need international relations, local relations, regional relations that you can call on for your constituency outside of the dependence of what the government can do for you, outside of the purse of the government to get something done. You know who would be an excellent politician based upon relationships? Sabas. You know who would be an excellent politics based upon relationship? Flowers. Excellent politician. And you have to assess relationship, because if you don't have relationship, then what you're going to be is begging people.
Yeah, but that's not required to get a nomination in politics. For some reason, we have escaped the very idea that this should be required.
I told you
these people come out of nowhere. I remember sitting on your show. People come out of nowhere. We don't know these people. These people don't do nothing for nobody. These people selfish as heck. Cause these people selfish and greedy. They ain't got no good ways about themselves. And they somehow find a way into these political parties. Maybe their family got a little bit of money, or they got a little bit of name, or maybe they got a particular type of fetish that they like. I don't know.
Let's keep it tight. On these two constituencies.
But how?
North Abaco and Central Grand
Bahama is a
have the exact same thing. They got name recognition. They may not necessarily have the finances.
So what's in the name?
But they have name. The name is a representation of the community. The name is the familiarity of those persons who.
The name has made contributions, you're saying, in the past?
The name,
to be notarized?
Okay, let me tell you why.
So if you made contributions in the past, then you should be able to make
No,
contributions now.
you haven't made contributions. Your last name has made contributions. You haven't made contributions.
You see the disconnect in your conversation?
No, this is the truth.
No, I know it's the truth, but you're talking about your name, but your name ain't weight 2 cents now, because you ain't weight 2 cents.
No.
Oh, jeez.
Your name, from a biblical standpoint, goes before you.
Yes.
It's better than silver and gold.
So if you use a roll, we know how rolls go. If you use a Smith, we know how Smiths go.
Okay, that's it.
Got you.
That's the truth.
Use a Grant.
Okay.
Use a Grant and Grand Bahama, we know how the Grants go. You all just roll big.
Okay.
I got you.
If he's a Cornish in North Abaco,
you big.
Okay.
Iram Lewis, which is?
In Pinners Point area. They knew his last name. Lewis. It's
How
Lewis.
big is Pinners Point? How many people in Pinners Point?
Maybe about 1,500, 2,000, something like that. I mean, from registered voters.
Okay, so they know him. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's known.
I know
his
he's a nice
last
guy.
name.
He's a nice guy.
People in that area, in these areas, don't vote for you. They don't know you. They vote for your last name, which is family. Take a telephone call. Call on the line. Go ahead.
Harvard Grant.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
And your co-host.
Garth, yeah, man.
Garth, Cialan Johnson. You never guess what constituency I live in.
Well, anyway, you tell me call you on radio yesterday, and I called you and you didn't answer.
You must be on my other number.
You ain't got. I don't know. I call you on Facebook. Just I always call.
Go ahead,
you.
my line's lit right up. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Okay, 825-9700. That's a public number. 825-9700.
That's a public number. Go
I
ahead.
won't change if I ever run for office. I live in Central Grand Bahama.
Okay.
Just let me say, Howard, you know what Central Grand Bahama is.
I walk in for 10 years.
It's primary, and you know the demographics, right? And I'm talking about the makeup for the fact that if you know Central Grand Bahama begins part of Royal Bahamian Estates,
Yes.
Bambutan,
Yes.
Imperial Park, not Hudson Estate, what is it? Britannia, Carvel Beach, in the Freeport. The reason I'm stating these for those who don't know Bahama Terrace.
It runs from Coral Road all the way to 8 Mile Rock.
Right. Now, and include part of 8 Mile Rock. I forget the part which I'll call a part of 8 Mile Rock, which is equivalent of where the Shantytowns will be knocking down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So when you look at the south part of that constituency that's been in the news for since the Lyndon Pinland spoke at BOCO concerning the chemical contamination, et cetera, and that whole area and protests concerning the need for those it's about 3,000 people. No, it's about maybe 2,000 or more, 2,000 voters, but probably about 3,000 to 4,000 individuals that live there and have been there and subject to various things on Grand Bahama. The point I make is that when you look at that makeup, that falls mostly in the boundary of Freeport, which is under the purview of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, that those areas relies on for economic development of those particular areas. And so the fact also, we should also remember that Lokaia was designed by Sir Lyndon Oscar Pinland, and essentially what is considered a safe seat, an F&M safe seat. Nico Grant was elected in 92 to 2017, and Iram Lewis succeeded him. And so the point I make is that when we talk about constituencies in Freeport or overlap Freeport, Central Grand Bahama is one of those that touches the areas, what you call the government areas, like West Grand Bahama does, and the East Grand Bahama is the other constituency that touches the east end of the island. Grand Bahama has suffered. Why? Because we have not had the hospitality industry has died. You go back to the Deepwater Key Club, Carvel Club, that used to be a hotel, Lucan Beach Hotel, Grand Bahama Hotel and Country Club, the whole Bright Lodge, Freeport Inn and Gulf Club, Holiday Inn, Lucan Villas, Oceanus, Arawak Hotel, and I can name so much more. And so a lot of people consider Freeport. I just want people to understand that Grand Bahama or Freeport is not just an industrial town. And so over the years, where we was the height, where we was the magic city, the hospitality industry has died until right now. I think what we have.
So give me an assessment on Iram Lewis.
No, okay. And the point of that is that Iram Lewis, except inside of Freeport, where you have areas that have deteriorated. Freeport is a city in decay with citizens in distress. He has no real power in Freeport. But from the outside, where the power remains, I think he should have been able to show more strength, just focusing on that windows from I forget the area in Freeport, and from Pindus Point all the way up to the other end, and the other parts of 8 Mile Rock. And I think that's where his weakness is. He had a couple of times attempted to do some things like Wi-Fi.
So he's neglected beyond the boundary where Lewis Yard, Pindus Point is in that particular area, and being able to go
to the harbor,
from Mocktown to the harbor,
and to that part of Hebron Town.
So he's only looking to be able to get his empowered position outside of the port area, is what you're saying?
No, that's where I'm saying his weakness in representation. I understand.
Oh, okay.
From the Freeport part, he really has no power in that aspect of Bohemia where I live and Britannia and all those places to Coral Road. But I'm saying to you is that his weakness is that I don't think that he has done sufficient to agitate for the needs of those individuals, for housing, for improvements. Remember now, those people have been suffering since 2004.
Yeah.
With all respect, which is half of
from Francis and Jane. Now tell me this, because I got to let you go. What do you make of the assessment? Do you think it is a valid assessment that persons haven't seen him, they haven't seen his participation, they haven't felt him, they say that he's ineffective in these particular areas?
The important thing is that not being seen is being felt, because you definitely would not be seen by 6,000 people. The question is concerning, this is where the weakness of agitation has come from. He has not effectively argued for them, because in Freeport and Grand Bahama specifically, when you go and argue concerning the environmental degradation, the water that Mr. Linden told you don't drink since 1969 or 67, and housing, and the fact that part of 8 Mile Rock is becoming a shanty town within itself, him being felt has not been effective as I think that he was capable of, because he still has that voice. And I think that might have been a weakness, because that is an F&M safe seat by any virtue of anything else.
Okay. I appreciate your telephone call, my brother. Thank you so very kindly. Let me take this quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Foundation. The Foundation.
The Foundation with Howard Grant. We'll be back right after this.
The Foundation.
At Popeyes, we put love in our chicken by marinating it for 12 hours. For a limited time, head on over to Popeyes and purchase 5 pieces of our famous Louisiana bone-in chicken for just $10. Give your family a taste of Popeyes without going over budget by adding on a signature side. Popeyes, that crazy price we love.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Bonneville Bones, established in 1970, is the leader in men's fashion in the Bahamas. We're conveniently located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza, and fully stocked with everything you need for all occasions. Our Harbor Bay location is one door north of Alive, with the black and white signage of Bonneville Boutique. Both locations are open from 10 to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Bonneville Bones and Bonneville Boutique, still the leader in men's fashion. Located in the mall at Marathon and the Harbor Bay Shopping Plaza.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company, the Foundation, live and in full effect. Just being able to do this as we do it right here, talking the way that we are as it relates to dissecting leadership, a constituency first approach. Today we took and placed on the table. Today we placed North Abaco, which is Kirk Cornish in this particular capacity, and Central Grand Bahama, which is Iram Lewis in his capacity in those areas. Kirk Cornish is a novice politician, brand new to this particular space, has been enthralled in a great deal of legal issues, which diminishes representation and his visibility in the constituency one way or another. And Iram Lewis, who is an incumbent and won the seat 2 times from 2017 to now, you're still getting poor reviews in comparison for the years that you've been in this particular space. It's a decade now, from 2017, as we spill into 2026, it'll be almost a decade. That so to be able to see these kind of representation in these numbers, you should have been able to drop the honeymoon period, that novice posture and position, that kind of that virgin glow, political virgin glow that exudes off your face in the first few months or whatnot. that should have been worn away and chiseled to the point of productivity and understanding what I need to be able to get done. But the numbers are indicating that the only strength that we have in these particular spaces is the notoriety and that kind of a position for the Free National Movement.
Yeah, this particular show today, I felt kind of solemn. I just felt like yesterday we had a blast. I mean, we were able to dive into everything. This one just seems just so, it's like dismal. Like there's nothing exciting to really talk about in these constituencies. I can only imagine, Howard Grant, how the constituents must feel what they're faced with. Is this a reason why we're losing so many people in terms of participation in the elections, that the numbers continue to dwindle? North Abaco, I think you've said it accurately, that we could safely say during the years of Hubert Alexander Ingram, that is a Free National Movement seat. With everything currently going on in terms of performance, if we were to performance manage North Abaco, we could almost assume that this could highly possibly return to the Free National Movement.
I think it's deeper than that. I don't think it's an F&M seat. I think it's Hubert Ingram's seat. And I can throw something in here because we had a conversation last, me and my good friend, and he's indicated to me that North Abaco, the only way that you could be able to see is advocacy from Hubert Ingram for someone to step in that seat. And it'll be a great opportunity for Dwayne Sands.
Oh, Jesus. We never saw that one coming. We were thinking Long Island.
No.
But now you're looking at North Abaco.
Yeah, because the only one who can advocate, okay, so if there was advocacy for June 1st to be able to get into a particular position and find him victorious, him and the entire slate of persons in the Free National Movement at the helm of leadership.
I was laughing and talking at the same time, everybody. He laughing. He feels so sweet, but just now, and he can wait till the end of the show to talk about this.
Of course I was. I knew that, right?
Now you
got to be able to grab this sort of a concept and idea of being able to use that advocacy and turn that into an opportunity in North Abaco.
Howard got all the hairs on my arms sticking up. I got goosebumps.
All right.
Water coming down my eye.
For the Free National Movement.
My God.
So the seat, in my view, doesn't belong to the F&M. It doesn't belong to the F&M.
That's a twist.
Because Curry was able to get it. And because Darren Henfield did not solidify it because the community is still looking for Hubert Ingram. They keep comparing everybody who show up to Hubert Ingram.
That's a show in itself.
And they're not satisfied. So let Hubert Ingram bring somebody. And who Hubert Ingram support heavily is...
I ain't getting your business. I
Dwayne Sands.
I'm mad with you now because you flipped that one on me.
Praise God.
God's supposed to be sharper than that.
Now, Central Grand Bahama.
Yeah, because you didn't beat me on that one. You beat me bad. Central Grand Bahama. We look at legacy in terms of support of the Free National Movement. For that to change now, I don't feel it will happen. The people are saying that a change needs to take place.
Now let's get deep.
But I don't know if they're willing to
We
make
got
that
8
happen.
minutes before we get out of here. Information that I did not incorporate into my poll, information that received on the social media lines, information that I received from people
all excited
on the sidelines indicated
you
to me
just
that there was an issue associated within the F&M constituency of Central Grand Bahama and that there was separation and that Iram Lewis didn't know anything about some issues that was happening in the constituency. Iram Lewis, they was having a party in the constituency, and Iram Lewis wasn't invited in his own constituency. F&M's was doing this.
You bringing this juice at the end of the show?
But this is how you do it, right? So now, beyond that particular point, I had a conversation with Iram to ask him whether or not there is consideration to go forward again. There has been talks about the possibility of being able to separate. There has nothing formal. There's been talks about the separation in this particular instance because a lot of persons indicate that Iram Lewis had support and allegiance to former leadership.
I just got a text from Anton.
Go ahead, Anton.
He's trying to get a piece.
Go ahead, Anton.
He's trying to get a piece of this.
Hey.
Hi, good afternoon. How y'all doing?
What you say, Anton?
Anton, you cheating, man. You got to call like everybody else. You want to text me too? You're cheating.
Good afternoon to the nation. Look here, Howard.
Go ahead.
I heard you made an interesting suggestion before I offer what I want to say with regards to the national chair for the F&M, Dr. Dwayne Sands, right? You were suggesting he stands a formidable chance in North Abaco. I want to put it to you and Garth and to the nation. He would get destroyed in Abaco simply because what happened down there in Abaco after Dorian, during and after Dorian, is still fresh in the hearts and minds of Abaconians, and he was the Minister of Health at that time. Okay? And so not even the great Hubert Ingram in all his might down there in Abaco would be able to help.
I disagree with you 179,000%. I disagree. Let me tell you why I disagree with you.
Go ahead.
Because the same people sit down and watch the Mud and Pigeon Peas expand for years and years and years and years and years, and they ain't saying nothing but immigration. They ain't saying nothing but nothing until the rug get blow up from Dorian, and now they want to look at blaming everyone else except the sitting member of parliament who was there for years, and that is Hubert Ingram. No one said nothing to Hubert when he was in that speaking. So they ain't gonna say nothing when the former prime minister and the both of them showed up with water. After they couldn't get through to the competent authority at the time, and they showed up with water, and they distributed water. No one said anything about the fact that on the ground, the allegations about people in the middle of the night had shotguns and this and that and all these things and things getting stolen. No one said anything to Hubert Ingram about the fact that he allowed the Mud and Pigeon Peas to expand. They smiled, they took the water, they take the pictures, and they move forward. Hubert Ingram, strength.
Let's not forget, Howard. Howard, let's not forget, as you would have acknowledged a few days ago, Bahamians have a tendency to smile with you, tell you they love you, and go to the polls and put the biggest hole in your
Not Abaco.
right?
Not Abaco is effing him.
What? To get back to my point, Howard, because I know time running out. Why really calling? I believe that this whole analysis thing and whole invitation thing should have also had a component of education, right? Education with the Bahamian populace to appreciate what is the actual role, what is the official, what is the constitutional role of the member of parliament, and understanding those roles, then analyzing based on those roles what would have been done by each member of parliament, right? And further taking into consideration the needs of the various constituencies throughout the country and how you tie them in through each member of parliament. I think doing it that way, Howard, would really take you from a ground level up and outward into central government, which is why Bahamians at mass across the entire Commonwealth have not really been seeing the benefits, because it's top-down decision-making and top-down discussions for the most part. And so this vehicle that you're using, and you still have the majority of your candidates to analyze, and so some form of what I'm speaking to can still happen. But this vehicle that you're using on your show, Howard, is a powerful vehicle, is a powerful tool, and it can help to educate, edify, and also further empower Bahamians as Bahamians go to the polls either in 2025 and 2026. But I still hold to my point, Howard. If you know what's going on down there in North Abaco, and I was just down there the other day.
Call me out the show.
Cornish is well loved. As a matter of fact,
what about the people that tell me that on the poll?
Let's get a next call.
Listen, hear me out quickly. It's quite the opposite of what you analyze between North and South Abaco. I've been sitting on that information since I heard you say it, right? I didn't want to come to the public awareness with it, but listen, Howard. Cornish in North Abaco is very well loved. Down in South Abaco, we have some work to do. But in North Abaco, Cornish is very well loved.
Call me
the
off
only
the show.
challenge he has is this court case right now.
Call me
Once
off
he
the
gets
show.
beyond that, it's no one the FNM can put down there based upon what I've been seeing and hearing that can defeat Cornish.
Okay. I appreciate the telephone call. Let's be able to assess it. Go ahead, Garth.
And I'm listening to him talk about the educational component of your show, which is a great observation, Howard Grant. But once again, this is what is lacking now. Every month, these political parties have their monthly meetings. This is what politicians should be doing. They should be educating their constituency as to what they anticipate to do, what is expected to be done, and create a culture within their constituency. They want you now to come on 96.9 FM Guardian Radio and educate the entire nation about what politics should be about. So why do we engage in politics? Is it that no one really truly understands what politics is in the Bahamas? Or does everybody understand what Bahamian politics is, which apparently the educational system is not able to teach?
Politics is a feeling in this country.
It's an emotion.
It's an emotion. It's not science.
You can't educate on that.
You can't even touch it. It's an emotion.
The Holy Grail.
Right. It's sort of an idea. So be able to touch this particular thing and just being able to do it the way that we're doing it. Someone says to me, Howard, your analysis is off today. It says it always misses a critical piece of information. You completely ignore the fact that the FNMs refused to go to the polls and to vote for Minnis. This was they indicate. It says just as you strongly supported the Minnis in the leadership race with faulty analysis of brand energy and the lackluster chairman and were completely wrong, you are wrong now. Well, let me explain to you that you are absolutely wrong. The same way if anybody could manipulate my poll, if you could manipulate the democracy associated with the tradition of these particular polls, then all of us wrong. If anyone could come in here with an influential posture and position and be able to manipulate it, then you're wrong. And what has happened in the convention of the Free National Movement is nothing that we could be able to lay out. That's a whole show within itself. That's 2 hours of a conversation that I could say to you based upon historic information. This is what has happened. There was an inflection point and some external entity came in and changed some things around. You're fighting me, but I'm not going to fight you. All the information will be available on the foundation242.com. Guys, go and take the poll tomorrow. Leonardo Lightborn, and we're going to be able to dive into those things. Let me take this break, guys, and we're going to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to see you diving deeper into these things as we continue with our series of Dissecting Leadership from a Constituency First approach. Had a great conversation with you guys today. Enjoy your day. We're going to see you tomorrow, God's Spirit, right here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
The foundation.